A former refugee who dreamed of coming to London and having his photograph taken outside Buckingham Palace said it was a miracle to meet the king last night. Nizam ad-Din came to the UK 15 years ago after spending 18 years living in a camp in Bangladesh after fleeing the Rohingya persecution in Myanmar. He described the camp, one of the largest refugee settlements in the world, as a prison, and said he and his family longed for escape. Mr. ad-Din came to the UK under government settlement scheme and now works as an interpreter, black cab driver and is studying to teach, as well as being General Secretary of the British Rohingya Community Organisation. He was introduced to King Charles at a reception at Buckingham Palace, held by the King and Queen, accompanied by the Duke of Gloucester, to thank those who have worked towards the United Kingdom's contribution to humanitarianism, including in recognition of 60 years of the Disasters Emergency Committee. He said, "It was a dream that we would one day come to London and pose for a photograph outside Buckingham Palace. Tonight I am inside it as a guest of the King. It's been such an honor to meet him." The reception showcased the human stories of those involved in the sector, from fundraisers to frontline workers, and those who have been impacted by crises, including communities seeking to protect their cultural heritage, and refugees building new lives in the UK. Their Majesties were introduced to the Disasters Emergency Committee, DEC, Chief Executive, Mr. Salah Saeed, as well as high-profile supporters, including Dame Joanna Lumley, Sir Michael Palin and actor Adrian Lester, who have launched appeals for the charity, as they mark their 60th anniversary year. There was also a number of well-known broadcast journalists including Jon Snow, who chatted to the King about being a father to a 3-year-old son at 76, as well as his work around the globe at the scene of some of the world's biggest humanitarian disasters, Yalda Hakim, Lys Doucet and Sir Trevor MacDonald. Speaking to the Mail, Sir Trevor recalled his 2008 documentary with the late Duke of Edinburgh. "He was great fun. A slightly reckless driver. He drove me around Sandringham and we got stuck in the mud. He just exploded and said, 'Why is this bloody thing in the mud?' What I couldn't say was because you drove it there, sir. Discretion was the better part of valor," he laughingly recalled. "He was absolutely wonderful. There was one man warning me at the beginning about what to say and what not to say, and so on. And actually it all went perfectly well. The Duke really wasn't bothered at all." The King was very taken with assistant's dog, Coco, who was with her owner, Archie Douglas, who has raised more than £25,000 for the DEC despite suffering from a brain tumor. In the ballroom of Buckingham Palace, Their Majesties viewed displays from the Disasters Emergency Committee, Turquoise Mountain, an organization set up by the King himself, and in Shelterbox. The Disasters Emergency Committee showcased a selection of aid items they provide in a crisis or emergency, including hand-washing stations, solar-powered lights and a dignity kit to help women and girls manage hygiene. Their Majesties then joined the reception to meet fundraisers, volunteers and supporters of a range of organizations, including ActionAid UK, British Red Cross, Oxfam, Refugee Action and UNICEF. A Buckingham Palace spokesperson said the King had given a donation to the British Red Cross, of which he is president. The DEC brings together 15 leading UK aid charities to raise funds quickly and efficiently at times of crisis overseas. Recent appeals include the Turkey-Syria earthquake appeal, Pakistan floods appeal and Ukraine humanitarian appeal. This year marks the 60th anniversary of the DEC. In the past 60 years the UK public has donated £2. $4 billion to 77 national appeals, reaching millions of people in need and responding to some of the largest humanitarian crises in the world. The Queen, as Duchess of Cornwall, became president of Shelterbox in 2007.